Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So in the previous video, I said something about what we'll be doing today, right? I said we'll be doing something called chart patterns. I'll be explaining in details, like not really in details, the best way I can to actually help you guys understand what chart patterns are. I'll try to simplify things, right? Like I said from our early videos, that the main thing I'm trying to do on these videos is just to make sure to see to it that I help you guys understand this in the basic way I can actually help you understand, right? The basic way I can. There are a lot of ways in which these things can be represented. A lot of people have different ways in which they teach them. I'll try to just make it more simple. I'll just try to simplify it for you guys. Now, what are chart patterns? Chart patterns are actually just like formations in the market, right? They are pictorial representation, not really pictorial. They're like chart formations in the market that actually have what they stand for. They are actually what how should I explain this to simplify it? Okay. Chart patterns, they are like should I say they are like roadmaps. They are like things that when they play out, it's like a map. When it plays out, you actually can predict what the market will do next, or where the market is heading to, or where the market will get to. Don't worry, when I start to explain the chart patterns, you actually get to understand what I really mean. There are certain chart patterns we call reversal chart patterns. There are chart patterns we call trend continuation chart patterns. Chart patterns like these first two I mentioned here, the head and the shoulders. These are like example of chart patterns. The head and the shoulder, these are like reversal chart patterns. The head and the shoulders, the head and the shoulder, the double top and double bottom. These are like chart patterns that when you see them, you actually can anticipate the market to make a U-turn. Like when you see them, these two, they are reversal chart patterns. These are like reversal chart patterns. Now, when you see them, they actually are indicating or signifying that the market would want to make a U-turn. Like maybe from forming higher highs, higher lows. From forming higher highs, higher lows, the market wants to start forming lower highs, lower lows. So these two chart patterns. Now take note, I did not mention all the chart patterns. We have more than 11 to 12 different chart patterns, right? These are like the three the major ones I make that's actually common. It's very, very common. I make use of these ones a lot too. I make use of them a lot, right? They are very, very common, these ones. So I'll just use this to explain. All the chart patterns actually they play alike. All of the chart patterns, there's something we call breakout and the retest. They make use of it. All of the chart patterns, because before any chart pattern can play out, they must be, before you can use it to get entries. I will explain when I'm talking about getting entries, or when we are doing the practical area where I will join every single thing I've taught you guys and show you guys how you can craft out your own strategy, or your own personalized strategy, or your personalized strategy from all I've taught you guys, right? Starting from the different structures in the market, zone, candlesticks. We'll use all those to actually formulate something you can actually use to trade, right? So these next three are actually trend continuations. These are like for continuations. So whenever we see these ones, we know that okay, the trend want to continue. Whenever these ones are forming, it means the market is trying to continue in that direction, in that movement. It's trying to continue where it's forming. Now, head and shoulder, from the word head and shoulder, you can just imagine a human being's shoulder and the head. You notice the head is above the two shoulders. So the representation of this is something like this. You see a shoulder, you see a head, and then this. Now we have two type of this is the normal head and shoulder. Then we have the opposite, the inverse head and shoulder, right? The inverse head and shoulder. This is like the opposite of this. So this is for head and shoulder. This is how it's being represented on the chart. You notice that the market will form a higher low, higher high, higher low. Then it will not now get to this point. It will now form a new high here, which is lower than this previous one, and then the market will go and break through and then give us what we call retest, and then continue going to this other direction, right? But I'm not speaking about getting entries with this, so I would not want to go there. So the next one is double top. Double top, from the name double top. Double top forms like M pattern. Some people call it M pattern formation. While double bottom is W. This is how it's being represented. We have the M and we have the W, right? This M and W, a lot of people make use of this a lot. This is like whenever you see this, okay, the market is trying to turn. It's trying to turn to a particular direction. Now we have the ascending triangle and then the descending triangle. We have symmetrical triangle. We are this one's actually now this one. I said something about this one's being trend continuation. This particular one being trend continuation. Oh, God, no. Okay, sorry. This being trend continuation. All right. So, yeah. So the next one, which is this, the ascending and descending triangle. From the name ascending, see how you can present it like ascending triangle, going like this, coming like this, going like this, coming, going, coming. Now there's something about this. The top is normally, let me take this thing off. Let me delete this. It's actually not what I want. So for this one, descending triangle, from the name ascending triangle, it's normally having a flat a strong resistance point that the market will go, touch, come back, go, touch, come back, go, come back. Then before either breaking and then going to this direction, it has a slopey. It have something like this, having the top a strong resistance point, and then the market will continue to move sequentially higher, high, low, high, low until it breaks this point. Sometimes it breaks down here and then retest and start going the other way. Right? Why descending triangle? Descending triangle is coming down like this, meeting a strong support level. Here is strong. This here is straight. Here is straight. The market moving like this, coming down. Either breaks up and retest here, or breaks down and then goes down. So this is ascending and descending triangle. Then for the flag is my guy. I love this guy. This guy is good. For the flag, we actually have ascending flag for an up. We have a bullish flag and then a bearish. A bullish flag, for instance, you see a sharp move going up. The market, you just see a long bullish movement going up. Then the market will now start to consolidate, coming down like this, coming down. Then it will now break up, retest, and then move. Something like this. This is for a bullish flag. Then for a bearish flag, the opposite way, coming down, right? The market will now start to consolidate as if it's going up, then break here, goes down. Right? So this is for the flag. Why for that of the pennant? The pennant is just like the flag, but there's something we call symmetrical triangle. I did not write it here, but symmetrical triangle. Let me just explain. What the pennant is. Symmetrical triangle. Pennant actually looks like flag, but the only difference is this. For a bullish pennant, we have something like this, coming down, then break, retest. Now for this is like a triangle coming like this, symmetrical like triangle like this. A triangle in a sideways like this, symmetrical, then breaking through and retest and going through. This is how it forms. Consolidate with the pennant and then boom, it breaks out, retest, and then it moves. For that of the bearish pennant, same thing, just like how this one, coming down, and then the market will start to give you something like this, and then breaks through, comes there, and then move. All right. So these are like the basic chart patterns I can actually explain, or I'm explaining on this particular video. So when we are talking about how to make use of them to get entries, then I can explain them properly to you guys. Now, but take note, there's something that is common with all the chart patterns. For any of these chart patterns, for you to use it, for this, for example, if I want to use this neckline, I must wait for the market to break through this point, retest, and then I go in. Either I sell or I buy, depending on what the chart pattern. This, either it breaks here, goes up, and then comes back, I'll buy. Here there's a breakout, there's a retest before I buy. For all of them, they must be what we call a retest. That means the market a pullback and then an entry for all. So when I'll be explaining how to use them practically, I think I will explain in depth on how to make use of them, how to spot them, and how to use them, how you can make use of your zone levels, your zones, your trend line in connection with them, and then to get a precise entry for them. So I think this will be all for this particular video. Till when next we meet, our next video I'll be speaking more on breakout and retest, and then that I think I might just make use of the charts. Maybe I'll just explain using the charts to just show you guys breakout and retest. Maybe that's the next video, is when I'll be showing you guys some practical illustration on how I can make use of the breakout and retest. I'll make use of it will be more of practical, showing you guys how to analyze the trade, just a simple analysis, seeing what the trend is and analyzing the market. So from our next video, we'll talk more on the practical area of using breakout and retest, using chart patterns, using the zones, and then I will explain in depth, right? So to end us, we meet. I continue to remain affairs. Stay safe and God bless.